Now bwe tweyongerayo, recently the president of Uganda yavaayo n'ayogerako eri ensi yattu Uganda ku mulundi ogwali ogwa20 ku nsonga y'ekirwadde kya Covid-19. Mu kwogera kwa president yasalawo n'agamba nti nga lumu omwezi ogw'ekkumi airport ejja kuba eggulawo era ng'abantu bajja kukkirizibwa fuluma wamu n'okuyingira. Naye nga obukwakkulizo bwali nti olina okuba nga okebereddwa ekirwadde kya Covid-19 oba nga olina certificate eraga nti oli negative okumala essaawa 72. Kati abantu abagezaako fuluma eggwanga bacomplaininga nti procedure ey'okukeberebwamu eri very slow, n'ekirala eyo certificate ogifuna nayo lutalo. So people are complaining at the international airport.
Well, the complaints are valid and invalid at the same time. All about what is happening, their reasoning is that it takes a very long time to go and stand in queue to get that certificate of COVID-19 negative test. Bagambia, especially in public hospitals, abantu baba banji nyo. So you cannot beat the time of going and standing there and making that line and saying that I need that certificate. Now here's where the problem comes in, Simon Chris. They told them that by the time you're signing that certificate of COVID-19 negative test, one of the things you're supposed to do in applying for that certificate is putting your seat number, your airplane seat number. And that only means that you can go for that certificate after you get your airplane ticket. But that means that a lot of other people are also simmering lines to go and get the certificate. Now, when my flight is tomorrow and I need that certificate in a period of 72 hours, where's the guarantee that I'm going to get it in time to be able to go to and get my flight? Because aside from getting the certificate, Wotukaku Airport, you also have to social distancing, put on your masks, and then they have to check you thoroughly and make sure your temperature is low, and you have to sanitize before you go in. Now that whole process is vigorous for people who are going to travel, and that's what they're saying.
I think we need to look into the procedures of getting that certificate. That's where the major concern is.
It is.
And that's where majority of them are complaining about, because Bolaba testing here, results, some of them come after 2 days, or 48 hours. So that means it still goes back to us, abagala okutambula. If you know you ogenda kutambula, let me say, ogenda tambula next week, you plan prayer.
That's what
you go do the test, have a certificate, okay? But what makes it a bit difficult is what you just said.
Exactly.
That you first get a ticket.
Exactly.
But you can still get
because
a ticket and you book.
This is what I had said earlier. It's easy. You know you're supposed to travel in a week's time. Start booking your PCR test in like 2 weeks' time. Make sure you have it, and then you go. But then what happens when my seat number has to be present, and then the timing is 72 hours? Can I have a PCR test that I've done in 3, 4 days, 5 days, and then present it? Is it valid? Now, these are some of the questions that we need to ask the Aviation and Entebbe International Airport. And hopefully we'll be speaking to the spokesperson very soon, Vian Luja, and they will be communicating to us and telling us what are the rules and regulations, what needs to be followed, what steps can be jumped. Because people are looking at how can we make this easier as we're coming into the country. Remember, we have a 240,000 fee of checking if you have COVID-19.
And it's still standing.
It's still standing, and it's still there, and people have to do it. So it's a very tricky situation for people flying out of the country. And all we can say right now is we're going to get the answers for you and get the backdoor ways in which you can travel and not go through all those.
And maybe it's a reminder, because yesterday I received a message on my Facebook. Somebody was trying to inquire whether they are supposed to be subjected to a quarantine on return to the country. This is the reality. For those of you who are in diaspora, when you come back home, you need to present the COVID-19 certificate, and you must have tested negative 72 hours before you return into the country. And when you come, bobo tuse waka, go tuse ku international airport Entebbe, togenda mu any quarantine. Wabula chogenda kola, ogenda straight mpaka join okubeera ewakawo. Then the tourists who come into the country, bobo genda chidepo anywhere that you want to go for tourism, choino kola, you need to also have COVID-19 certificate that indicate you are COVID-19 negative. Then when you come into the country, you go straight. That is the reality about the returning into the country.
Well, at the end of the day, we'll be going for a break right now and then coming back with the international updates and then the story of how Cheptegei raised the Ugandan flag high in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. We needed good news like this. Thank you so much, and we congratulate you, and we're proud of you, and we'll be back to discuss more of that. However, I would like to wish Bashir Kaziwe a very, very happy birthday. He's celebrating the day, and then we also had a tweet from Norbert Mao, and he's saying politics is said to be a dirty game, and many indeed reveal in the mud bath. Today, I celebrate a man whose integrity, humility, and godlessness put him ahead and shoulders above the mudding crowd that play the game with no holds barred. Happy birthday, General Mugisha Muntu, is what he says. Well, seems like we have a lot of birthdays today, eh? Producer Husna, whose other birthday is there today? Alan, Mr. Alan. Oh my God, Quickeriza. Too many
Happy birthday, boss.
Today.
Thank you so much for always being there for us, and may you live longer to enjoy the benefits of Ugandan oil, and may you live longer to enjoy the Kampala flyover.
So
man,
we have cakes to eat. So we have Bashir Kaziwe's cake,
and Mr. Alan's.
We have Mr. Alan's cake, and in the same period, Mugisha Muntu is also celebrating. But man, on that note, I am really impressed at Norbert Mao for the fact that he's looking at Mugisha Muntu not as a competitor, but as a friend who is celebrating his birthday, and he came out to congratulate him and wish him a happy birthday. Well, for you guys who are celebrating your birthday with the big 3 men that we have in the studios, we say happy birthday, and you're very lucky to celebrate this day with them. Let's go for a break, and we'll be back with more.